if you wait for that, and I'm gonna look at the camera and say this, if you wait for that, you are never going to start your business. You're never going to do it, because that's like waiting for the perfect time to do anything. There's never going to be a perfect time. There's never going to be, like, yes, you can save money to start a business, and I highly encourage that, because I didn't do that as much. I think I had $500 saved when I left my full-time job.
Oh, wow.
And that, I look back and I'm like, whew.
Get your water and keep some wine. I should have had some wine.
With exposure, execution, and consistency, there is nothing you can't do. Just keep planting.
In the start, did you have it all figured out? Did you have all the money that you wanted to have? Like, I want people to take the, how can I say, like, take the shackles off of your mind that you have to have everything all figured out and you have to have thousands of dollars in the bank to just get started. Can you talk about that?
Absolutely, because if you wait for that, and I'm gonna look at the camera and say this, if you wait for that, you are never going to start your business. You're never going to do it, because that's like waiting for the perfect time to do anything. There's never going to be a perfect time. There's never going to be, like, yes, you can save money to start a business, and I highly encourage that, because I didn't do that as much. I think I had $500 saved when I left my full-time job.
Oh, wow.
And that, I look back and I'm like, whew, like, I don't know what I was about to do.
But that speaks to your character, because for you to have $500 saved, that just says confidence to me. Like, this is going to work.
It was, I think back, and it was confidence, but also a little naivety, because I was like, I can do it. And I don't know where I thought I was about to pay my rent from, because it was more than $500. But I think it truly was a confidence, and it was a push. Like, people ask me now, like, how has this company become so successful? Or like, why do I work so hard? Like, who else is gonna do it? Who else is gonna pay my bills?
Who else is gonna do it?
And I think that some other people can be privileged in other ways, where they may not have that financial push behind them to have to support themselves. And if they live that life, that's amazing. That's great for them. But for myself, I know that I work this hard because my parents cannot support me. I don't have a spouse that can support me. I don't have family, friends to do that, and I would never ask anyone of that. But I think that when you start a business, you have to be confident in it, because, like, what else are you gonna do if you decide to take it full time? What are you gonna do? Like, why wouldn't you work hard at it?
And can you touch on some of the things that you did in the beginning to even build brand awareness for Tiny Tassel so people could shop with you?
Oh my gosh, I posted on Instagram probably twice a day, every day. Don't do that now. But I was just so consistent with what I was doing. And I was working my full-time job, and for about 1.5 years, 2 years of doing both, I would work in retail 6 days a week. And then after work and on Sundays, the only day that store was closed, on Sundays, I would do pop-ups in markets anywhere that would let me come.
Come on.
And so I was like, I think back and I was like, when was I even like sleeping or resting? And I wasn't. And I wish that I would have set boundaries a little better for myself, because I did get burnt out in that first year of doing it, and I was like, why am I doing this to myself? But I was so consistent, and then I started to realize that people like did recognize the brand, and they would come back to those markets and look for my table and like try to buy things through the Etsy shop. And it was so rewarding to be able to just do that and really be out like in the world, not just on the internet, on someone's phone, but in the world, actually talking to people and showing them the pieces and telling them about how I was making it and telling them the story of it. So just getting out there and being consistent, because nothing was given to me, and I don't think, I've had some really, really amazing opportunities come, and I've been able to work hard to let those opportunities work in our favor, but nothing was ever given to me. Like, I even think about hearing myself say that I've opened 2 stores downtown. People would either assume like, oh, she must have a lot of money, or someone like is paying for that with her. But no, it's like I just budgeted and saved and like had to skimp on like going out with my friends. Sacrificing. Like, there have been years where my friends have not seen me, which again, going back to balance, like we could have gone on walks for free or whatever.
Right.
And some of us did that, but there were definitely times where I had to say, no, I can't go there, or no, I can't buy this new top or these new shoes that I want, because I would rather invest in my business that's gonna pay off way more. And I will not act like I was perfect in doing that, because there were definitely times where I was like, no, I want to buy myself these shoes.
Yeah.
And then the next month I was like,
dang, I should have bought them shoes.
like,
get me, Mimi, get me.
And I'm like, why didn't I order more business cards instead of buying those shoes when I needed those business cards at this pop-up to give out?
Only the entrepreneurs will understand.
Yes. And there's been so many times, like, I don't want anyone watching this to think like immediately after leaving my full-time job I got it together and like it's been smooth sailing since then. Like, no, I still had credit card debt. I took out loans to consolidate debt. Like, I had all these things, because when you start a business, there are so many costs, especially a product-based business where you have to have inventory in stock
to make
in
money.
Order to, and like you have to buy shipping supplies. I think back to, gosh, my sister, like, she's been so helpful.
Shout out to the sis, the good sisters out there.
My family has been really amazing, and my sister, I think she saw how dedicated I was and how serious I was, and she was like, here is a credit card of mine that I trust you with. It only has a $500 limit, but you can use this to buy your shipping supplies as long as you pay this off. And like, she put me on a schedule that I now still live on now, where we call her our unofficial CFO, because she has her own full-time job.
Yeah.
And she keeps us so on track, but I'm so grateful for even the little things like that. Like, when I see a small business owner post on Instagram, I don't even know if they're lying. Hopefully they're not. But when someone posts and they're like, I just need, like, here's my Venmo, I just need help for this 1 week to like buy shipping supplies in order to get my products out there. Like, I've seen a few people post, and that gets me, because I understand that, like, either having the money to buy the supplies that you need in order to like keep building your business to make money, or two, like, we often cannot buy in large quantities because we don't have either the money up front to buy it or the place to store it. And we still struggle with that now today. And when I see that, it just like gets me, and I'm always like, where can I donate? Like, how can I help you? Or like, let's get on a call. And I don't do this often, but I'm like, let's get on a call and like talk about what you're trying to work through, because either I've been through it or one of my friends who has a business, and we've all learned through each other's experiences. But it has been such a journey that I never want anyone to feel like you can't get to this point, because I say, if I've gotten to this point, and just from working hard and being consistent, like, anyone can do this. Like,
you are speaking to me. I hope y'all taking notes. I really do hope y'all are taking notes.
Well, I think that sometimes we can watch podcasts or listen or read books, and we put this picture in our head, or I do this at least, and I'm like, oh, that person is like the founder of Target or whatever, and it's some huge, like, so far away thing that it doesn't feel attainable. But I just want anyone to either hear my story or ever visit our store and hear me talk about this, to know that, like, no, if you're consistent and you're smart with your finances and like smart about how you're working, anyone can do this.
And thank you so much for sharing that. And what I get from it is just a journey of sacrifice, a journey of prioritizing, a journey of being dedicated and committed. Like, girl, oh my gosh, I love it. And I really pray that y'all are listening and taking notes, not just because, you know, Mimi is super successful and she has grown her business literally from idea to manifestation, but just showing you that you can do it as well. You can do it too.
And actually take the notes, but then take action and do something, even if it's like one little tiny thing that you do differently today or tomorrow for your business. Whether it's like, let me spend 10 minutes reading, like, I don't know, business tips about jewelry making or whatever it might be. In 10 minutes, like, y'all, I know I can scroll on Instagram or watch TV for 10 minutes
Talk about it.
Setting aside that dedicated time for yourself and your business is so crucial. Like, that's one of the biggest things that I used to think was a sacrifice, but then it was something that's just so beneficial, and it's right there for us. That if we actually like get the information, get the knowledge, and then put it into action and work, it is so powerful.
Thank you so much for watching this clip on how to get over the fear of starting your business. So go start your business, please. This clip is taken from episode 13 on the Responsible Homegirl podcast, so be sure to watch the full episode. You can listen to it on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. Always remember, with exposure, execution, and consistency, there is nothing you can't do. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel.